In 1969, while the rugged Arnold Schwarzenegger was making his film debut with the film Hercules in New York, on the other side of the Pacific, a young Chinese bodybuilder named Yáng Sī was also beginning his career in the Hong Kong film industry. Bolo Yeung, formerly known as Yeung, was a bodybuilding champion. However, he is most famous for his iconic roles in martial arts films, where he played villains. He stood out in Enter the Dragon, 1973, with Bruce Lee and in Bloodsport, 1988, with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yáng Sī is one of the most iconic villains in Hong Kong cinema, known for playing muscular and ruthless characters who snap necks and crush skulls, showing off his impressive muscles before defeating his opponents. Your biceps are key to your success. Although his voice is harsh and threatening, Yáng Sī is actually a talented martial artist and weightlifter. Bolo Yeung, whose real name is Zi Yang, was born in Canton, China, in 1938. From a very young age he began learning Kung Fu and developed a great interest in martial arts, training with various masters. Unlike many, he focused on developing both his physical strength and his martial arts skills. At the age of 16, he entered the world of bodybuilding, managing to become Chinese weightlifting champion at the age of 20. However, Bolo was dissatisfied with his lifestyle and China's communist regime, so he decided to escape to British Hong Kong, swimming there from Canton in 1960. In the colony, he was presented with many opportunities, becoming a bodybuilding trainer at various gyms and learning new styles of traditional Kung Fu such as Tai Chi and Hung Gar Kun. He even became Mr. Hong Kong in 1970. Producer Run Run Shaw discovered him for the film when he saw him in one of the gyms where several Shaw stars train. His imposing physique, distinctive looks, and martial skills landed him a supporting role in the film, The Heroic Ones, 1970, playing the strong and brutal General Meng Chi Hui. In the following years, he participated in several films for the production company, many of them directed by Chang Che, such as Deadly Duo, 1971, and Angry Guest, 1972, and worked alongside the big stars of Shaw. Also notable is his role as a street fighter in the film King Boxer, 1972.
These tough guys have never been defeated.
During this period, he continued his bodybuilding training and appeared in several television advertisements. One of the most notable was for the Winston brand, where he shared the spotlight with Bruce Lee. During filming, Lee was impressed by her physique and martial arts knowledge, and they began meeting occasionally to discuss martial training. Lee later recommended him for a role in Enter the Dragon, and Bolo landed the role simply by taking off his shirt and doing some bodybuilding poses. Unfortunately, his character was once again relegated to being a violent henchman without much brain. He doesn't utter a single sentence in the entire film, but his enigmatic presence lent some value to his participation. Thanks to the popularity that arose around Bruce Lee after his death, Bolo had the opportunity to star in the film Chinese Hercules, 1973. Although this revenge film did not have much impact, Bolo returned to playing supporting villain roles in films such as Thunder Kick, 1974, Super Kung Fu Kid, 1974, Hong Kong Superman, 1975, All Men Are Brothers, 1975, among many others. During the 70s and 80s, Bolo participated in more than 70 films.
Well, in that case, what do we do with them? We kill them. And dump them.
After Bruce Lee's death, the phenomenon known as Bruceploitation arose, which blatantly exploited the so-called Bruce Lee clones, Bruce Lo, Bruce Lee, Bruce Yeung, Dragon Lee and many others. Bolo Yeung had the dubious distinction of participating in many of these films, playing the villain of the clone heroes. He participated in films such as Enter the Game of Death, 1978, Bruce Lee in New Guinea, 1978, Bruce the Superhero, 1979, The Dragon, the Hero, 1979, and Treasure of Bruce Lee, 1980. Bolo was also cast in the film The Tattoo Connection, 1978, starring Jim Kelly, who also appeared in Enter the Dragon. As we can see, Bruce Lee's fame considerably influenced the cinema of the 70s. In 1979, he made his directorial debut with the classic kung fu film Riding Kung Fu, which featured young Hong Kong film talents such as Candice Yu-on and John Chung-ing Long. Later, he directed, wrote and produced Bolo, 1980, a film designed for his own show, which highlights the choreographies created especially for him by Jason Pai Piao.
That's not like me. Of course it is. Just like you. Doesn't look like me at all.
He had minor appearances in several films, including Drunken Master, 1978, Game of Death 2, 1981, Frankie Chan's Silent Romance, 1984, Working Class, 1985, by Sui Hark, My Lucky Stars, 1985, by Sammo Hung, Lucky Diamond, 1985, by Yuan Chung Yen and Lucky Stars Go Places, 1986, by Eric Sang. In 1986, Dick Soon Poon hired Brandon Lee to star in Legacy of Rage, directed by Ronnie Yu. For this role, Lee needed to increase his muscle mass, and his trainer was Be on the Lookout Young. Interestingly, in the movie, Brandon and Bolo have a brief fight in an alley.
我陣過去㗎啦。
靚仔，攞5杯啤酒嚟。
快啲啊！就嚟。
水啦，俾我話得時間嚟同我傾。
哦，對唔住，唔好意思。
你？而家係你玩我，唔係我玩你啊！靚仔，你夠薑嘅就跟我出嚟後巷。我，哼，3秒都要你瞓低。
During the 1980s, Bolo Yeung established himself in the genre of action films and urban fights. In 1987, he met a young Jean-Claude Van Damme during an audition, and they quickly became friends. The production company selected him to play the villain Chong-li in Bloodsport, 1988, a role that many consider more interesting because of Bolo's performance than because of Van Damme's. This role, along with his subsequent collaboration in Double Impact, 1991, gave him some international recognition and opened the doors to leading roles in underground fight films, where he could play tough fighters and show all his talent. Along these lines, he starred in films such as Shoot Fighter, Fight to the Death, 1992, Iron Heart, 1992, and Shoot Fighter 2, Kill or Be Killed, 1995. Currently, Bolo is retired from acting and is dedicated to martial training and bodybuilding. The career of Bolo Yeung, known as the Beast from the East, is closely related to villainous characters who do not stand out for their intelligence. However, the actor has managed to create charismatic characters throughout his career, capturing the interest of the public and fans of martial training.